Alrighty, folks. 4th place, a second life in the CBLOL Split 2 playoffs on the line, and I am immediately proven wrong here as Fluxo, they leave the Rel up, and INTZ actually pick for Yampi first. They don't prioritize the Rel. They take the Sejuani. Fluxo with the immediate response. They take it away, as well as getting that Zaya for Bruncy. What are your thoughts here just on this initial part of Champion Select RMC?
I am just as shocked as you, Aso, because I was thinking too, like, you've got Sedge, Maokai, and Ivern all up. There is no hurry to pick the jungler right now, but I love this because it shows us a different idea and plan from INTZ. Ninja Kiwi is one of the most prolific Sivir players globally on this, in the summer season. So he wants to get his hands on the Sivir. He wants a nice strong front to back, and that means Sedge is the strongest for that. It's got better engage than the Maokai, and because of the Kai'Sa ban, you don't kind of care as much about that Rel. Sure, Rel's got good engage, but Sivir's got a spell shield, and you don't have to worry quite as much about the dive. So I like this adaptation at INTZ, and it's scary to me because Fluxo already said before, they struggled with the meta read last time. It feels like INTZ might be, again, half a step ahead on that meta read.
Yeah, and another thing to note is it might be, and it's a small sample size, but the higher priority on Rel for those first picks might be leaning more towards the teams that are willing to flex it into the jungle. Getting that first pick, flex pick, is certainly very powerful. So that might be maybe why INTZ didn't prioritize it here, because maybe they don't want to give it to Yampi and don't want to reveal that support pick right off the top. So certainly some things to think about there. Fluxo, though, will get their choice of jungler, and they're going to get the other side of this jungle matchup that has been the most common in Brazil all split long. It's Sejuani versus Maokai, Yawn, Snore, whatever you want to say, but going into bans, focus towards support and the mid lane here for Fluxo as they take that Nico off the table that has been so potent these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Fluxo just trying to stop more AoE from coming through from INTZ. And the Cassiopeia ban, that's an interesting one, because I don't know if that's targeted at House or at Tai, because I do think Olaf into Cassiopeia is an interesting matchup where Cassio does get to abuse range early, but also your Petrifying Gaze is not going to do anything to this Olaf. I still think Fluxo can pick up a Rumble here if they want. The combination with Rel and Maokai is really strong. And the lane matchup is very volatile with that Olaf. So we'll have to see what Fluxo want to do with this. In the meantime, INTZ still looking for support in mid. And for their support, both having the Rakan and the Rel taken away does mean that Nia's priority champs have dropped down. There's still engage options. Alistar is still on the board, and that has been the handshake with Rel so far.
And I love, you know, still remains to be seen whether Fluxo wants to play towards Tay in this game, but at the very least, they're giving him the draft resources, giving him this counter pick and allowing them to kind of see that entire composition and how it shapes up for the side of INTZ before they lock in what Tay is going to play the hover, and the lock-in will be the Renekton, so not electing to go with the Rumble there. What are your thoughts there on that top lane matchup from Fluxo's perspective?
Okay, it's a safer pick than the Rumble would have been, but it's still something that can take over lane. So I'm glad that Fluxo recognized that Ty did well last time and has given him options. Now, Hawk, I've been very impressed with this pick so far, or this draft from INTZ. I'm curious to see, do you agree with that, or what are your thoughts on how the drafts have panned out for both these teams?
All I see is Olaf with a Sivir on the other side. Favorable bot lane matchup for INTZ as well. I've got to be honest with you. I'm a little bit concerned for Fluxo's prospect in this game. They've got to find really good fights, but INTZ's comp, they're going to be more than happy to just run straight through them.
Yeah, and I mean, you add on top of that a Sylas with some nice ultimates to steal on the side of Fluxo. These team fights could be a problem when INTZ is online, RMC.
For sure. I think INTZ also kind of won out in scaling a little bit here. The fact that Sylas does outskill Ahri, the Olaf is going to be a bigger menace in the late game. And the bot lane's interesting because we've seen this a couple of times in Academy, not so much in CBLOL, where Xayah is being blinded for some odd reason. I don't know why we're seeing this. I'm hoping Fluxo can illuminate me, because I am a bit worried, that Sivir will out-teamfight the Xayah.
Yeah, the Sivir pick just feels really strong, and I feel like Xayah also a champion that can be picked around. But, y'all, we got the match of the week loading up onto Summoner's Rift in just a few moments. Yeso, RMC, take it away.
Thank you so much, Hawk, and thank you so much to everybody joining us here today for the final day of the Split 2 regular season here in CBLOL in 2023. I hope you have enjoyed the journey with us so far, and the best part, it continues, right, RMC? Because we're back.
Yeah.
We're back not next Saturday. We're back Friday morning. We're starting playoffs, baby. It's going to be fun. We're on the Rift, though. It's INTZ and Fluxo, the battle for 4th place, the battle for that extra life in the postseason. It all comes down to this. A look at Brunsey and NinjaKiwi in the skies over Summoner's Rift here. We're getting about a level 1. CZK flashes over the wall. Ignite is ticking. It's not going to be enough. The Olaf will survive, but it costs him both of his Summoner spells. Good start for Fluxo.
But he lives. He lives.
Excuse me, who am I?
I was just counting the bodies in that top lane. There were 4 of them.
There were 4.
Yeah, there were 4. It's a chin game. No. Yeah, okay. So, funny enough, we got baited. We were looking at Brunsey and NinjaKiwi, and no, it was all about that top side. And I actually like this from Fluxo, that they kind of go from that top lane, because one of the stats that we saw in the first game was the fact that Brunsey still managed to pump out tons of damage in that bot lane, and Jojo is where I'm looking at for this bot lane, for this route. If you play it right, Brunsey can win that out. The bigger fear for Fluxo is going to be this Olaf, because ZZK's one of his most played champions this split has been this Olaf, and we know that ZZK can literally 1v5 if he gets a lead in this lane. So I would love to see Fluxo regank that top lane before Ghost and Exhaust and Ghost and Flash Burn. What is wrong with me today? Before those summoners come back.
It's all right. ZZK back up here, and now that he's got the 1v1, probably happy to duke things out a little bit here with Taze Renekton. We'll keep an eye on that lane. As we mentioned, coming in the silent is going to be pivotal. The team's talking about mid lane and how INTZ wants to send a lot of resources there. Slice and Dice will get Tay out of trouble. A lot of damage in this top lane early on, as pots will be spent by both of these top laners, though certainly more sustain for this Olaf in the early lane. Also has a biscuit in his inventory.
ZZK sneaking cookies from the cookie jar right now, and Ty has to be very, very careful. But the nice thing about Renekton, of course, is when you kind of use that Q to heal back up, if there's a massive healing wave, you get a pretty large heal as well. So the health bars are a little bit deceptive. Instead, I'm looking at the junglers. The fact that both junglers are aiming for that top side, Desamis might be able to get there a little bit quicker, but there is the ward down from ZZK. So despite the fact Desamis might have first move, I'm actually favoring this 2v2 matchup if Yampi does go up there because of the vision advantage.
Yeah, and of course having a melee top laner does a lot of favors for that Sejuani in her ganks to set up that extra stun early on. Yampi gonna go for the invade. Here's steal away Desamis' chickens, and Desamis taking the safe path here. Will hit the blast cone and is gonna walk in on Yampi taking this camp. Big Raptor is gone. He'll pick up some of the little ones, but good early invade there for Yampi, who's looking to hold on for this Scuttle Crab. And House wants to rotate in here. Does have priority, but ZZK coming down from the top side. Charm is going to land on Nosferus there, but he's looking to get in for the dash onto Desamis. Isn't quite going to land and flash away. Gets the tree to safety, and INTZ will back off.
Really well played from Desamis. I think he actually used the Twisted Advance to dodge out the chains from Nosferus there, or else things could have gone really far south. And this is the problem, Yeso, I'm having a little bit with the Fluxo draft, because you don't have winning lanes, and now Desamis is getting punished. Sejuani is incredibly strong early game, and we said before, INTZ looks best when Yampi is in control of the early game with winning lanes. He's definitely in control. He's already pressured the top side. Now the next battlefield is going to be on this bot side of the map if Yampi chooses to try and gank to get NinjaKiwi ahead.
Yeah, at the very least, we got a quick look at Brunsey and JoJo pushing this lane considerably early on, and that could set up for a potential Yampi gank and getting NinjaKiwi going. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for where this jungler is on the map as this game continues. But at least 4.5 minutes in, minor CS lead there for ZZK in the top side. Of course, the lead he has got going thanks to pushing Desamis out of his jungle there momentarily. Relatively even elsewhere, though NinjaKiwi just a few CS behind the Xayah at this point.
Yeah, and Ninja Kiwi got a better base timing than Brunsey did. Brunsey with the cheater recall came back with a dagger and a longsword. Ninja Kiwi flat out got the recurve though, so that's going to feel really, really nice. It's good wave clear as well. More autos to get that bouncing boomerang going. So INTZ kind of small, minor advantages in this bot lane. But I'm going to be honest with you, Asa, I don't think it's going to be that exciting in the bot lane. Even at level 6. It's a Sivir. She's just going to wave clear. It's a Zaya. She needs like 2-3 items to really come online.
We picked exciting supports and boring 80 carries for the early game. All the engage potential, none of the desire to do so from the bot laners here. So looks like it's going to be a lot more of a handshake lane down there. So we'll look to our solo lanes as we check in with both of them for the action, and we fly up to the top side. Of course, ZZK and Tay have been very willing to scrap here in the early game. Tay going to activate the dominance there. ZZK not at level 6 just yet, so Tay getting access to that early means ZZK likely has to abandon this tower. He doesn't exactly know that Desamas is here, but the aggression from Tay, I think ZZK is sniffing out this potential gank, backs away to his tier 2 tower.
He knows. When Tay's getting that aggressive on you,
yeah,
and you have no clue where the enemy jungler is, you can safely assume that Desamas is somewhere in the neighborhood. Now that Yampi's finally been able to rotate to this top half of the map, now we see ZZK able to step up, but that was an entire wave denied in that top lane. They're trying to find kills to convert this. Nosfer's roaming up as well.
Yeah, Nosfer's on his way, and Desamas is actually in big trouble here. Not at level 6. Doesn't have a twisted advanced target to get out of here. He's just going to go on ZZK, and it isn't going to matter. He was maybe hoping to deny kill participation from the Xylus. He will not. ZZK picks up first blood, and you want to talk about hand in the cookie jar. Fluxo got caught with theirs in there at level 5.
Should have taken those magical biscuits if you wanted cookies, Fluxo. Even worse, lore-wise, this is lore accurate. You have Olaf with access.
We love lore accurate.
You got Desamas on a tree. Yeah. That only ends one way when things go that way. Now, Yampi didn't get an assist, so that's actually good for INTZ, because usually assist gold gets split up among everybody who participates. Nosfer's gets that solo assist gold, ends up just kind of picking up 2 Durant item, actually, has a ring as well, and the Merc Tread. So really looking for lane dominance. Nosfer's wants to make sure that he continues to win out this 1v1 and get that pressure, the priority to roam out to objectives. What are we seeing here? Yo, ITZ said Desamas and Jojo like to visit mid lane?
Yeah.
They're sending Yappy and Nia in early.
And I really love the Merc Treads. You're getting a ton of value out of that on the Silas in this game when you look at every member of the enemy team bringing hard crowd control that your Merc Treads are going to help you with. So that's just a really good, very valuable pickup there for Nosferos. And Nia and Yampi getting down here, trying to keep Jojo and Brunsey from walking into this river. First strike is down, and that is the Stolen Nature's advance coming out from Nosferos there as Desamas is clearing out his Gromp. But both of these teams starting to posture a little bit around this first strike.
Yeah, that was an interesting rotate from INTZ. I was actually wondering if they were going to try and force the Dragon a little bit earlier there, but I guess without the priority, without finding any catches, they're fine with this. And because of that, you saw the ping come out from INTZ as well, saying, hey, Nosferos has been away from mid for a while. House now has priority. Be careful. And INTZ, they're fine with this. They want to slow the game down because they know they have skill on their side. If anything, I'm kind of worried that Fluxo hasn't actually been able to get House out of it. Hasn't actually been able to get Desamas into any meaningful ganks. The top lane, meaningful, but not the way they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing for House is, well, he really has not affected the map in any way, shape, or form. It's been a very quiet early game from him. At least has a bit of a CS lead, up by 14 CS right now, as Nosfer is looking to crash a wave in the mid lane and was looking to get a little vision there on Yampi, but Yampi is going to be able to solo that early Rift Herald, so that's very good for INTZ here, possibly a little more income on their way, as they'll be looking to take some tower plates. But Fluxo have started this Drake with Yampi going to the top side. Fluxo decided to start it off, but the timing works out for INTZ because Yampi just gets the walk down here, and Fluxo just seeds the objective. They walk out of the river, and INTZ get to have their cake and eat it too.
What? Okay, Fluxo might have started it, but INTZ are ending it. And that
thanks
was
for the leash in all chat.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly when you spammed that in. I'm actually surprised that Fluxo went for that. The initial call, I think, was sound, right? We're used to seeing the herald for Dragon trades. But that was why I questioned earlier, do Fluxo actually know that INTZ is doing herald? They didn't drop vision, so they didn't have a good timer. And I think Yampi took it a little bit quicker than expected, so was able to rotate down. And Fluxo's composition right now, they're just not ready for big team fights. Ari is a skirmisher. Zaya isn't online, and despite the fact that Nostros was half health, they simply could not risk the sheer overwhelming AoE that INTZ could bring to the table. And again, that's worrying. INTZ are full control because it's kind of slow, but it's happening.
Oh, Nia getting into the mid lane. House does have flash up, and with that ultimate as well, enough mobility for the Ahri to get out of trouble. The other thing to note, you talk about them not having the information that Yampi has started Rift Herald. It showed by the fact that House roamed up to try and get that information, and that lacking in damage maybe means that they didn't have enough to finish off the Drake here, as Tay is going to get locked down under tower. The dive from Yampi, not enough to kill the Croc here, but good early aggression here from INTZ. And look, they've got Fluxo on the back foot right now.
Yeah, they got him on the ropes and they're punching. The interesting thing about Tay and ZZK right now, Tay is actually out CS, so he's been doing an incredible job actually holding into this Olaf, which was something we noted the last time these two teams met. Tay is good. Give him resources, but so far not quite happening. I'd love to see a House roam up. Not so much to get Tay kills, but to get House some kills, because I think there is an opportunity, especially when ZZK just blew Ragnarok in that last play. Once that's down, he's vulnerable to ganks. Fluxo need to abuse that. They already missed the window from that level 1 where ZZK blew both his summons.
Yeah, and I imagine Tay is happy to be on the Renekton side of this game this time around. If you folks remember back to the last time these teams played, Tay played Cassante into ZZK's Renekton, and ZZK had a fantastic performance there, over 700 DPM, I believe second most in the game behind only Bruncey's Kaisa. This time around, Tay gets the Croc, ZZK on the Olaf here, so look, there's still going to be plenty of agency for ZZK to do damage and take over this game, but Tay definitely going to have some opportunities to get Fluxo set up for success here.
ZZK was in the Olaf last time. Yeah, he was in the Olaf.
Oh, was in the Olaf? That's my bad.
Yeah,
that's my bad.
I remember thinking in draft that Fluxo didn't learn the lesson.
Too many CBLOL games. They're getting mixed up in my brain, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm glad actually that it wasn't the Xante to Renekton, because that's been a pet peeve of mine recently, where people have been picking that way. Ninja Kiwi getting run down right now, but the Sivir is just able to survive. Ninja Kiwi didn't even blow either of his summoners. Granted, didn't get CC, but had flash, is just holding it now. Bruncey has to be a little bit careful about ganks.
So much League of Legends, and there's only more to come, RMC. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I hope you folks are. I mean, these playoffs are shaping up to be absolutely incredible. And last split, if you folks missed what happened in CBLOL last split, playoffs were very compelling. It was Furia with that lower bracket run that was looking really, really good. Multiple matchups between Pain and Loud that were so exciting, and I think it's only going to be better this time around. These teams so close up and down our playoff lineup, so you can look forward to that. But you can also look forward to 3 more games today after this one, so don't worry. CBLOL is not even close to done here as we check back in with ZZK and Tay. And those axes hurt, man. Tree or not, they sting.
True. You can cut a tree, you can cut a croc. I think. Something like that. Jojo just kind of invading. So here's the thing. Neither of these teams, so are looking forward to doing a bottom run. So both these teams really want to win this game right now. And I'll tell you what I am waiting for. Action from these teams. Because I said before, INTZ are happy to take this slow. They've got skilling on their side. They don't really care. Fluxo, I already said, we haven't seen too much action from them. Can we please get something from Fluxo right now? The Samus, you can be an aggressive jungler. We've seen that before. Please let that happen. And now House with the Everfrost? You pick an Ahri, number 1, so that you can skirmish. That's what she's good at, especially once you pick up the Everfrost. And 2, to flank. We're hitting skirmishing time. And House, it's time, right? INTZ respected this guy. I want to see some of the reason why INTZ is respecting him so much.
Yeah. And, that 4th place is important for so many reasons. And, neither of these teams, I would imagine, are too scared of a match with VKS in the first round. I imagine both of these teams would be very confident that they could win that best of 5. But you're going to have to play either Loud, Pain, or Red at some point to get to a CBLOL championship. And the first time you do it, you do not want that to be in the lower bracket. You want to have a chance to play one of those really, really good, talented, experienced teams in the upper bracket with an extra life to fall back on. So that's very important for both of these teams to win this game, secure top 4, secure that berth in the upper bracket. INTZ walking their way down the river here towards this Ocean Drake, and they're going to start this one off this time. Last time Fluxo started it, they had the leash. What will be their response here? Tay whacking away at that top lane. Tier 1 does have teleport available, and he's on his way to the bottom lane. The gauge comes through. Beautiful there from Nia. He catches everybody, and he's able to back away. Jojo is down, and they're looking for more. The Olaf is running roughshot on the Fluxo backline, and he still lives. Nia gets away, and they're looking for more. Down goes House. Tay running for the hills. It's a 3-for-0 and a Drake for INTZ.
You can't milk those, Yeso.
No, sir.
How is he not dead? I'm tilted on behalf of Fluxo for that. And this was sort of the issue, the concern that we're having. If Fluxo want to team fight this, they need to move proactively. The TP channel is so long. And Tay, he doesn't get top lane turret, nor does he get the appropriate flank in the bot lane. And props to INTZ, because there's no hesitation on them. They just decide, hey, we're going in. The moment Sedge out lands, they are right in there. And because of that, it's a 5v4, as simple as that. Now I'm just watching Nia with the unbreakable will. House didn't find him with Everfrost. I'm crying.
Unfortunate there. They also, I mean, unless they were going to play up from the bottom lane, they had to set up any flank wards. So not only is that channel long, but Tay has to come all the way from the bot lane wave. So just really unfortunate that Fluxo wasn't able to get that vision down to set Tay up for, you know, a closer teleport that maybe changes that fight, because, I mean, the fight was already over by the time Tay got there.
Yeah, it's going to be over by the time Fluxo look at this one as well. Herald's basically almost gone. They have vision, by the way. The Scuttle is giving them vision of Herald there. Fluxo just recognized, hey, we lost the last team fight. We kind of don't want to go into this. This time, though, Tay, without the TP, is going to be able to fully commit and get first brick for Fluxo.
Yeah, nice little consolation prize. Hey, RMC.
Oh,
Nope. I baited you. I'm sorry. And it might not happen here as well. We'll keep an eye. Can the Rift Herald get the charge? The Everfrost going to lock him down. He's focused on the Mega Wave. And unfortunately, I don't think we're getting to pay here.
No!
I'm sorry, RMC. I baited you.
I think Fluxo has just done more damage to me than they have to INTZ this game.
Truly. Recall coming through from Nia here on a ward. Will be spotted out there. But look, 18 minutes in, kind of feels to me like INTZ have played just really, really clean and have gotten everything they wanted out of the start of this game.
Yeah, and they played very carefully as well. This... I'm almost getting whiplash from last game in this game.
Sure.
Los Grandes and Loud were just going at it, and INTZ is like, no, we slow this right down.
Don't even get me started on that game.
We still have skin in the game right now, and we cannot afford to lose it. And that's just how important this game is to both these teams. Now, INTZ has been dominating the area. They've been doing everything. But they only have a 2,000 gold lead, Yasin, almost 20 minutes. That is absolutely nothing. So, Fluxo, they're still in it, and they are scaling as well. Second items should be coming in soon for these teams, and that's when things are going to get spicy. That's when we're going to see the 5v5s, and I don't think a lot of bodies are going to be left standing after these two teams clash in full.
Yeah, and I mean, we pointed it out while we were watching the previous game between Los Grandes and Loud. It was later than this. I think it was around the 25-minute mark. It was a 14-7 lead in kills for Los Grandes, and they were on Baron. And at that point, it was only a 3,000 gold lead, so Loud had done a really good job of keeping things close. And I agree, Fluxo have done the same thing here. That gold lead does open up a little bit more when you count in the 2 Drakes that INTZ has been able to pick up, but still, I think Fluxo in an okay spot. The problem is, though, as you noted, they don't outscale INTZ in this game.
No, and so this next Dragon's going to be spicy. That comes up in 1 minute, and we are on a Hex Tech map as well. So Seoul, this win condition that INTZ have been playing towards is going to be monumental for these teams, because whoever picks that up, I don't care how much scaling you have, I think Hex Tech Seoul pretty much outscales all the scaling in this game. So Fluxo, they've got 1 minute to set up. Right now, it is completely blue on that bot half the map. INTZ have set up so much vision, and this time, if Fluxo want to contest this. I need to see TP a little bit sooner. Get there, join the team a little bit quicker.
Now, when you bring this scaling into the discussion, RMC, how big is this window that Fluxo is playing with here? Are we talking 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes? What's kind of the window of opportunity where they need to turn this game around? Otherwise, INTZ just runs away with it from a compositional perspective.
Right now, I'd say the window is big enough for Zaya to slip through, small enough that Renekton probably couldn't. It's
okay.
It's there. It's around that 2-3 item power spike is when they're pretty much going to cap out. Then after that, Sivir's just going to become a monster. When you hit that like 4 or 5 item, Ari's just not going to be able to deal with Silas whatsoever. Oh, Nia is deep in enemy territory.
That is a bold Hex portal, though. They're going to get on the house. Teleport on its way. Tay has arrived much sooner this time around. Nosferus, a little late to the party, but regardless, Fluxo backs away, and the Maokai ultimate has been stolen. So that is Nature's Grasp available for the Silas here. INTZ starting up the Drake. Fluxo trying to funnel here into the river. Beautiful engage from Nia. They all get put into the bounce house, and they're getting melted. Nia taken down, but it isn't going to much matter here as they're chasing down Brunty. He's running for the safety of his bottom lane, but it does not exist. Nosferus taking down to Samus. It's a double kill there for the Silas, and I imagine this Zaya will quickly follow. Brunty gets under tower, but he's not going to stay there for long. Nosferus goes gold. Brunty trying to run for the hills. He's going to juke it out. The axe comes through. One more from CZK finishes him off. It's the ace for INTZ.
Again, it's almost a clean ace coming through from INTZ. 5-1, and INTZ are just escaping with this. This time, Fluxo had such a good setup. They were the ones clearing all the vision, so INTZ didn't have a good TP angle to come in from. CZK and took so long. Yeah, that damage. CZK is a menace. How long, old men, till we learn? You have to ban Olaf against CZK.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Let's take a look at the replay. It starts, and you noted it, right? Fluxo actually getting some vision down, looking to set things up better for Tay, but it's Nia with the Giga Brain flank with the Hex portal.
Because Nia's Alistar too, you can see that Fluxo didn't want to hit him immediately. They kind of waited, and that allowed Nia to get out and give him enough time. And then the problem is now INTZ are on the inside. And with Maokai ultimates, with the lack of engage for Fluxo, it's a problem. So when they try and engage, you have to kind of walk into that, and you're walking into a Maokai, a stolen Maokai ultimate. So it's so easy for INTZ to play this one defensively. And from here on out, like we were saying, Brunty, you're running to safety. There is no safety. An axe in your face, Nosferus from behind. Baron being started up by INTZ Fluxo. It's a replay of the dragon.
We're going to do it again. Teleport has arrived. That gets housed into this fight, but as you mentioned last time, INTZ with the inside track, Baron below half health here, and Nosferus trying to play on this flank behind the Baron pit here, looking to lock some targets down. Nature's Grasp comes through. That is going to be the Malkin trying to get into the pit here, but he can't even get close. Smite comes through for Yampi, and now they're looking for the fight. Jumping into this fight as running away as the Olaf. A lot of damage coming through initially. Fluxo doing okay here as Ninja Kiwi is down. That's huge for Brunty, but what can the rest of the team do? The Ahri has been taken out by Nosferus. Yampi getting to the safety of his tower. Huge double kill for Brunty, but Baron for INTZ.
So 2 for 1. Fluxo win the fight, but they lose the Baron buff. They will be able to push this in the mid lane, but they're all kind of low on health. And big difference here. So this time, Brunty was untouched in that fight, and INTZ were actually the ones who were split for a change. This time because they were distracted by Baron. Now, strategically, INTZ are still perfectly fine with this, and most notably, I thought Fluxo would at least answer mid. They didn't get that turret. So INTZ, we can trade that 1 kill. It's a Ninja Kiwi who's 1, 1, and 6. He's really not the carry we care about. And here we see the split, right? The CZK and Ninja Kiwi, most notably, the 2 big sustained damage dealers, are still on this Baron. That's the focus for this team. Nosferus is doing a great job running interference. The fight when it starts, Nia once again first one in, buying a ton of space. But Ninja Kiwi a little bit separate, and Jojo gets the keyword for it this time. Jojo catches Ninja Kiwi. And once he goes down, especially since CZK took so much damage up front, it was so much easier for Fluxo to play this. This happens this time. This happens at Baron. I don't think you get this sort of fight anywhere else but Baron or under your Nexus turrets.
Huge Magnus Storm there for Jojo. The difference really in that fight for Fluxo. Nosferus gonna steal that Nature's Grasp once again. Fluxo want to get in here. A lot of upfront damage. Looks like they just want to force out that Alistar ultimate and make the dive more untenable for INTZ. They've done that job for the time being. Ultimate used there by Nia. Has to back away. ZZK crashing a Baron empowered wave here in the mid lane. House is here to respond. So it is the 4-1 here. Yeah, ZZK is roamed up from mid.
They're just creating space. I don't think that INTZ actually want to dive this turret right now, so they're just trying to get what chip damage they can. And Fluxo is doing a great job wave clearing this. I want to highlight as well, there's a ward in the mid lane that we can just barely catch on camera right there. That's actually a critical ward, because that's going to give Fluxo the time to recognize when ZZK is rotating and when they're not. And I think that is actually what's going to really help Fluxo stall out this Baron. There's only 20 seconds left, so there's like one wave in mid, and that's it.
Yeah, and I think it really shows there the fact that, you know, INTZ may be already hesitant to go for that dive. As soon as Nia blows that ultimate, you're even less willing to do so, because you really want to start with that Alistar, hit his ultimate, and then he can hold tower aggro for so long in these fights. It's a lot more difficult, though, when that Alistar is going to die so quickly under tower. So INTZ, they back away. Fluxo able to hold on for the time being. Baron buff is gone. 17 seconds on this next Drake. This is soul point for INTZ. They will get Hextech Soul here if they can lock this one up. So you can see Fluxo very deliberately clearing this mid lane wave, getting into the river early. They want to set up, they want to deny this soul from INTZ.
Was that just one boomerang from Ninja Kiwi that chunked Brunsey that hard? I didn't see what hit Brunsey, but he got chunked for about 1/3 of his health. That is not okay. Nosferus is on the flank again. If House gets spotted here.
Oh, beautiful engage there onto Brunsey. It is going to force out the cleanse, and there goes the Featherstorm. Nosferus on the side of this fight. Is Yompi going to be able to take down Desamus? That's no smite. That's soul for INTZ. Meanwhile, ZZK doesn't care. He's going to 1v4 Fluxo here as he gets a double kill. Brunsey is down. Tay quickly follows, and INTZ are picking Fluxo apart.
ZZK, but Fluxo is not okay on that engage. The split comes through. The two top laners kind of break the teams apart, and now is when you're seeing the difference between a Renekton and an Olaf. And I want to remind everybody at home, Tay did not misplay the lane. Tay won the lane, the matchup that he was supposed to. ZZK just scaled, and his 6-0-4 house also got outscaled.
Another ace for INTZ as Nosferus goes for that dive onto House, and now they are just miles ahead of Fluxo here. Yompi going to be easily able to secure this soul. And let's check back in with this fight. It's Tay and Nosferus playing towards the bottom side, but it's a beautiful engage from JoJo, but they don't get enough done here, RMC.
And partially it's the information that INTZ have and also the confidence with it. You notice that as soon as the engage started, the moment they realized that, hey, House is on the flank, we saw Tay walk upwards. They are split. They are not 4-1 right now. We are 4-1. They are 1-3-1. And you saw how quickly, how instantaneously INTZ just turned and just punished the 3, and then ZZK just outscaled, right? That's the scaling that INTZ have. So props to INTZ. This was supposed to be one of our closer matches today, but INTZ is putting on an absolute clinic right now. It is incredibly clean from them.
This is really terrifying for Fluxo too, because even if you're feeling confident that you can beat VKS, right? It's highly likely that the next opponent you might have to face is INTZ. You know, because if INTZ lose their first round matchup to whoever they end up against, they're the next best of 5 you've got to play. And right now, INTZ has Fluxo's number big time.
Are we hearing this right? INTZ is putting on one of the cleanest games we've seen right now against one of the better teams in this league. And you're telling me that they are not favored to win round 1.
I mean, not. Would you pick INTZ just right now? Humor me. Over Pain, Loud, or Red?
Brother, you're asking me about Pain? Of course not. And that to me is the exciting part. That's how good CBLOL is. Baron has been stopped though, as Fluxo are trying to contest this.
Nia just headbutts the Samus away, doesn't go for the full engage. He's just getting shredded. He has to back out here, but it might not even matter. He's bought all the time he needed to because Tay's down. Bruntie's running for the hill. The play caller's not enough. They're absolutely melting through the lineup of Fluxo. How's this going to fall? It's a 4-for-1 in favor of INTZ. They've got their eyes on the Nexus and 4th place.
Baron's on the board, but what do we care if you're INTZ? You just push in death timers about 30 seconds. The game could very well be over before they can defend. Samus, the last one standing. No Nature's Grasp available.
It's
20
one
seconds.
cannon minion and a dream.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. It's JoJo coming up next. There's 13 seconds of that. Even JoJo might not make it up to see the Nexus standing.
INTZ